Pep Talk UK. It's time!
Everyone's all good game, but it don't really faze me. The man that ain't mad like Max, the boy that not murky like Ace B. And them gal walk the slide on the back, balling like a baby.
Hoi yoy! Welcome to the Pep Talk UK Sports Podcast, the podcast that talks the major boxing and football news from around the globe. Real points of view from a real panel. Hashtag real talk on Pep Talk. Please subscribe to Pep Talk UK on iTunes and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share and comment. I'm your host, Frankie B, and I'm joined by a sick panel today. I'd like to welcome from the capital city of France, Paris, Pascal. How are ya?
Frankie, tout va mal. I'm not very in a good mood today, so.
Terrible. Wenger out?
Frankie B, you know, I want to you know, because you have a lot of followers and a lot of people that listen to you, I want you to call the Sun newspaper, the Daily Mail, and I want it to be an investigation into Wenger's private life, because I'm convinced that Wenger, he goes to those dominatrix clubs, you know, and gets beaten up by women with heels, because this performance is just not acceptable. Losing to Chelsea like this, to Bayern Munich like this, I mean, it's every year like this, and I'm convinced that Wenger, he likes S&M, he's into dominatrix. There's no other explanation of Frankie B. There's no other explanation. So please, call the Sun newspaper, the Daily Star, tell them, investigate Wenger's private life. Yeah. Please.
Yeah,
I beg of you, please, Frankie.
Well, that's going to be a hot topic on today's pod, but we're just going to keep it moving. So Pascal, do you want to shout out your social media?
Yes, of course. It's Pascal_Desad on Instagram and Twitter.
Great noise. Today we welcome a duo that have their own sports YouTube channel. They get about quite a bit. It's Anika and Ramon from Neek Sports. How you doing, fellas?
Frankie B and Nika here from Neek Sports, presenter on the YouTube channel Neek Sports, all over social media. It's good to be here.
Wicked. How you doing, Ramon?
Frankie B, what's happening? Ramon here from Neek Sports.
Another Arsenal
co-presenter
fan.
with Neek.
Another sad Arsenal fan.
Yeah, another disappointing day, Champions League. What can I say, man?
Bro, I'm gonna try and cheer you up with some good banter.
I can say a lot over here as a Man United fan. Arsene Wenger, we want him to stay. We want him to stay.
Oh dear. So you guys, you want to tell us a bit about your YouTube channel and how it got started?
Okay, so the YouTube channel itself has been running for a year and a half, so August 2015. Actually, coincidentally, our first game was at Arsenal, where they lost to West Ham. So it's a bit of a coincidence that we're here today doing our first podcast on the back of this result here. But we are independent and neutral YouTube channel, so we have a number of different fans within our team. I'm a Man United fan. Ramon is Arsenal, and then we have Chelsea, Liverpool in the background team. And we generally go to games, football games on the weekends or midweek, getting the views of fans after the game, after the result. And apart from that, we also do other sports, Neek Sports, so we're all encompassing. We've done things such as boxing, one of the reasons why we're here today, athletics, Formula One, and we're looking to expand into the world of NFL. So I'm the one of the presenters and one of the creators of the channel Neek Sports.
Nice. Is that how you guys are going on? Serious? Hey Ramon. Hey Ramon, is it Razor Ramon? Hey Chico.
Nah, man, it was Razor Ramon about 10 years ago, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man. They just call you Razor Ramon when you walk into the club with them sharp Armani suits on.
Yeah.
There goes Razor. There he goes. So you guys, you want to shout your social media?
Yeah, so the social media on Twitter is at Neek Sports. My personal one is Enika Kwamina, Eneka. And all over Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Neek Sports, Neeks Sports.
No.
I don't know, what's your personal?
My personal one is Ramsey_sports.
Brilliant,
on Twitter.
guys. Brilliant, guys. Okay, ladies and gents, attention please for the fight fans locked in. Attention please for the football fans locked in. Now it's time for some real talk on Pep Talk. Let's go. So we're going to start with the boxing. It's time to kick it off. As breaking this week, it's official. He is back, baby. Back to defend his IBF welterweight title. Man like Kell Brook will make a mandatory defense of his title against the Truth, Errol Spence, in May at Bramall Lane. Jeez. Pascal. Now what you saying? What are you saying, bro? Who's going to be victorious?
For me, Frankie B, I believe that Kell Brook will win the fight, but by split decision, because, for me, Kell Brook has got a bit more experience. Errol Spence is a very good fighter, no denying there, but, this is his very first, shot at the world title. Kell Brook has been there before now, he's defended the world title on several occasions. Yes, of course, the quality has not been as good as Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a very tough southpaw opponent, but apart from Chris Aguirre and Leonard Bundu, there's not many people in his resume that we can say, Errol Spence has beaten, that will make us feel like, he's got a very good opportunity, a very good chance to win. So to me, it will be Kell Brook will win. I think that Errol Spence is being rushed into this world title too quickly for me. But, it's going to be a very good fight, cracking fight, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. What I would say is that what Errol Spence lacks in experience, he's definitely got the confidence. He's been calling out Kell Brook as, he's been possibly trying to avoid the fight with Errol Spence, going for people like Amir Khan, Pacquiao and others. And it seems like it's come down to the fact that, Errol Spence is the last one available. Now I have to take the fight. So while he may not have the ability in the ring, when you go into a ring with confidence, anything can happen.
Of course. So Ramon, what about you? I mean, Kell Brook, he lost, people forget, he lost last time. I know he's getting a lot of plaudits, but he actually lost. Do you think that's going to weigh on his mind?
I think this is always the big test for a boxer. Your career is not sort of a long career as always, due to sort of injuries or people basically just can't handle the defeats, and it shows you a test of you being a true boxer if you can come through defeats and pick up victories again. Now obviously Kell against GGG, maybe never really believed he was actually going to go and defeat him. It was always going to be a big step for him. But he did lose, you have to remember he did lose.
He took an L, yeah.
Yeah, he took an L. He's got an L. It's his name now. He has to now get that out of his head and beat Spence. And I think it's better off that he played Spence rather than going straight into a fight with Amir Khan. Just to, I'm not saying he's going to, Errol Spence ain't going to give him no. He's going to rank before Errol Spence. Going straight in from a loss into a big fight with Khan, I think he may just need a victory on his belt just to give him a bit more confidence going into a fight with Khan, if that fight ever does happen.
But I think that fight with GGG, he could take more positives out than negatives. He took Triple G, I think, to the 5th round. He threw more punches, landed more punches, and I think it's just the difference in weight class, which told in the end. Obviously, Triple G is a massive puncher, we know that. But Kell he really earned his plaudits in that ring. And the fans outside the O2, when we did our filming for League Sports after, they were proud of Kell Brook. Nobody expected him to even last that long, let alone put on the fight that he did. So coming out of that, I think he can only take more positives than negatives, even if at the end he's got the L. But for me, there's a moral victory somewhere in there.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be lit. Now, we mentioned Triple G, and there are big rumours that he may have a unification fight lined up with Billy Joe Saunders. Triple G is trying to clean up the ting. Anika, do you think Billy Joe, do you think he's got the skill set to trouble Triple G?
Before the Kell Brook fight, I didn't think many could trouble Triple G. But he has his flaws. Kell Brook, I think he exposed some of those flaws. He didn't have the punching power to do the damage that I think someone like Billy Joe Saunders could and can. I think this fight is overdue in the sense that you've got these belts, and I don't like to see it when these belts are spread across divisions and nobody can really say who is the best. It all comes down to opinion. So when we get this unification,
this is the proper unification.
GGG's got 4, and Billy Saunders holds the WBO. We get a unified champion after this. I think this is what the fans need to see, and regardless of who wins, the outcome is it's only going to be good for boxing. This fight is going to be good for boxing. I'm going to put my prediction on the line. I'll say GGG because he's a quality fighter, and you can't, you don't win those 4 belts lightly, no matter how you get them, no matter who you face. To have 4 belts at the middleweight level, you have to respect that. So I think, for me, GGG's, he's the favourite. I think he'll win it.
So what are you saying, Anika? You saying he's a G?
He's a triple G.
He's a triple G, nice. Now, Pascal,
wait.
If it happens from a technical point of view, how can Billy Joe defeat the machine Triple G?
Well, I think Frankie B, I think that we are jumping the gun a bit, Are we saying that Triple G is going to beat Jacobs? Triple G has got a fight coming with Jacobs in March. And, Jacobs is a legitimate middleweight, and he stopped Kid Chocolate in the first round. So we have to wait and see whether that fight, goes to Triple G. But assuming Triple G wins the fight, Triple G beats Billy Joe, in my opinion, Billy Joe, if you consider, again, the opposition, Andy Lee was a very good fight. He showed his class there. He won the world title, but the subsequent fight and the subsequent defenses were not really impressive, Frankie. The problem with Billy Joe also is the maintenance of his physique.
Oh, yeah.
In between fights, it's very, very difficult for him to remain in good shape. Even Billy Joe has also said that himself, in the past, that, he enjoys a good kebab and chips, with extra chili sauce. So it's been very, I'm very concerned for Billy Joe.
And cream as well, yeah? A bit of pralines and cream?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Why not? Extra chili and everything else. So, with a Diet Coke to make himself feel better, But I think that, Frankie B, Triple G is a dangerous animal, and I expect Triple G to clean up the division, assuming that he beats Jacobs,
But you're talking about Pascal cleaning up the division. Clean up. What about? Will he finally step up in weight if he cleans up the division? That's what we need to ask that question, because
very good point.
Word on the street is that he is shook to move up.
Frankie B, I believe you're right. I think Frankie, Triple G is a very good, comfortable, super middleweight or middleweight, sorry. And as far as he's concerned, it's also Triple G's age. He's 34 years of age. His promoters are also very good at making sure that they collect the money comfortably. And, they're building an enigma surrounding Triple G that is unbeatable. But, you're right. If he goes up to the super middleweight division, he will meet some very interesting fighters. And, Triple G will find it very difficult, for instance, to move the 2-weight division that Kell Brook had to move to fight him. So I think Triple G, because of who he is and because of what we expect of Triple G, he has to, at the very least, move up to a new weight division. It will be good to see how he fares up against Chavez, perhaps, after Canelo deals with him. But we also want to see the Canelo Triple G, Frankie. The Canelo Triple G will be a very good fight. And I've got Canelo to win that fight.
It'll be interesting to see how he gets on in that fight with Canelo, if it ever happens. I have my doubts, but hey, let's see what happens.
I think GGG is, like I said, when we saw his fight with Kell Brook, there was weaknesses there, but also he showed that he wasn't going to lose that fight. He showed that he came into that match knowing that he was going to win, and even though there was a couple of shaky points, he was always going to win. In fact, he knew he was always going to win.
And he's got a good chin.
I just feel like, yeah, he has, and he, as well as Canelo has been throughout his career. I'd love to see that fight with him and GGG just before it goes past the line of it will never happen. Sort of like the sort of Mayweather Pacquiao situation, like where it just went on and on and on. I just want it to hit the point where they both fight, at the right time. So I'd probably prefer it to see it more than Billy Joe Saunders, but Billy Joe Saunders deserves his chance. He's been around. He's won his fair share of matches. The only thing I have with Billy Joe Saunders, though, is that he's not much of a knockout kind of guy.
It's about skills.
See the fight out to the end, and he obviously wins them all. But just wonder if that's going to be enough for him against GGG, who's GGG loves a knockout. He loves to take someone out, if he can, and that will be the big test for Billy Joe. If he can get through it without hitting the deck, then it'll be a great fight for him.
Definitely. Okay, now also breaking this week is the news that Floyd Mayweather may fight Conor McGregor. Apparently they've agreed financial terms. However, the day after, Mayweather's basically come out and said things need to be worked out on McGregor's side before the fight can happen. So basically he needs to get permission from Dana White, or he needs to cut him a big check to enable this fight to happen. Now, Nika, despite what Dana White says about it not happening, it's a case of cash rules everything around me.
Oh,
isn't it?
Well, Biggie said it, innit? So I think that's the bottom line. And Mayweather brings in money that Conor McGregor has never seen in his life. As big as he is UFC, but Mayweather brings in tons more. So if the right deal, even if it will be heavily weighted towards Mayweather, as long as Conor is financially rewarded, I see no reason why it can't happen. Pacquiao and Mayweather, as Ramon said, that dragged on for so long, and in the end, I think it was about a £200 million pound purse or whatever at the end. So I think it will happen. Whether it's Mayweather's 50th fight, because if he was to lose, what is his 50th? What he's looking for, that 50th win, 50-0 to a UFC fighter, the damage that would do to boxing and his career, I think it could be irretrievable in terms of his career specifically. So I'll be interested if he has a boxing fight, prior to a fight with Conor McGregor. But I think it can happen. I don't know when, but I think it can happen.
Do you know, I've got an idea. Why don't they just throw the two of them in a steel cage, man?
Mayweather will lose in about 30 seconds.
I disagree. I disagree here. It's easy work for Mayweather.
In a cage.
No, listen, the boxing match, Conor McGregor and Mayweather should never be sanctioned. That it's a clown match. That match should never be sanctioned at all. Mayweather again would just laugh his way to the bank. McGregor would be demolished after 3 rounds. The boxing clinic that will be imposed on him, he will never ever again call out Mayweather in his life ever again. It's a joke.
He doesn't need to. When his pocket's fat after the paycheck, he doesn't need to call out anyone in his life. It's just for me, that fight is ridiculous. It should not be sanctioned, but
Conor McGregor believes that is the first $1 billion fight. And I think that it's very much the case, because Conor has captured the imagination of the world entirely, by using Floyd Mayweather style marketing, by calling out the best fighters, by losing to some of them, but also winning in good style. He's got the whole of Ireland behind him, and all of the American Irish and everybody else. So, yes, I like Conor. I think he's a very entertaining guy. But does he have a chance against Floyd? There's no. Impossible. No.
The thing I have with it is that, listen, for me, this fight is never going to happen. Mayweather doesn't need it. Personally, he's got abundance in money. You can always have more, but he doesn't need this fight, really. He doesn't need to get back into the ring. I think, like he said, he's happily retired. The only person who needs this fight is McGregor, and the only reason why he needs it is because of money, because he knows he doesn't care if he's losing. Because it wasn't just the other day that when he lost to Nate Diaz, he was tired, he was done, he's finished, he's never getting back into the cage. And then it's like everyone's forgotten about that, and now, or like you said, the English Irish are just backing him and saying, yeah, he would knock out Mayweather. But the other day he said he was retired after Nate Diaz beat him in UFC. No way, man. He just wants some money, man. And like you said, he's one of the biggest hype men I've ever seen in my life. Not saying that's a bad thing. He's trying his hardest to get this fight happen. He's the one traveling to Vegas and trying to get Mayweather to sign a deal. There's videos coming out of him in the boxing ring trying to get ready for the fight. Come on, it's all him. Mayweather's literally been chilling, man. I don't even think he needs much of a training, to be fair, even like Mayweather. Having said that, I'd love to see Mayweather one more time just to get to that fight. Get 50, man. Like, I'd love that, but we'll see.
Because he is getting on now, and he's having lobster and steak every weekend now, so he might slow down. Now, this weekend, Pascal, we have Adrian Broner versus Adrian Granados. Pascal, there's never a dull moment with Adrian Broner around. AB, baby. Now, when he's focused, he's a very special fighter. It should be a formality, don't you think?
Well, from TV, as you said it yourself, with Adrian, there's never a dull moment. The fight was also announced to move up in weight division from 147. There was a catch weight of 142.
He couldn't make the weight, yeah.
Adrian cannot make the weight, and he's done this before. So against the very own Ashley Theophane, it was the same thing. Adrian came a bit heavy, which tells us that Adrian is better off at the 147 division.
It's the hard food, Pascal. When you have a bit of rice and peas and dumplings stuff, you don't make the weight, bro.
Of course, it's very heavy, very very heavy. It goes down to the midsection, So I completely understand. And some Jamaicans reckon it goes even further than the belly. But in terms of the fight. But in terms of the fight, Frankie, I expect to see a very good fight, electric fight. Broner is a very good fighter, but he's not quite the class that we expected him to be, But he's always in very good fights. He reminds me of American, when American is always in very good fights. But he's not going to be that too special, but he's a good entertaining fighter. So I'll be watching the fight, Frankie. I'll be waking up to watch it. Yeah.
That's the thing. I think Broner's he has underachieved in his career. I think he's had a massive hype around him throughout his career.
Like the next Floyd, yeah.
Exactly, but I don't think he's lived up to it. And I think a lot of it comes down to just ill discipline. The fact that you're missing weight classes, like how do you this is your profession, this is your job. Like there's only so many times I can be late for my job before I get fired, or there's only so many times I don't complete the work before there's a disciplinary. Like how many times is he gonna fail to make the weight class? And I think this just shows, I think it's about ill discipline, because in your training, that's what you're supposed to be working towards. This is, your one goal, and you're supposed to do it for the love of it. And if you're literally just being very relaxed about it, I think this has played out in his career.
Broner, he seems to struggle with pressure fighters, Maidana being one of them. Do you think if Granados puts the pressure on him, he might pull off a surprise, mate?
Well, the thing is, if I'm correct, Granados is taller, has a longer reach than Broner. So I think, you know, you probably think, oh, he should, you know, keep Broner at a distance. But I think, as you said, if you attack him, if you go inside, if you push him up against the rope, this is where he's going to struggle.
Yeah, he doesn't like pressure.
I think, exactly.
Like Arsenal, the same.
Yeah, you have to attack them. They say the best form of defense is attack, and I think if Granado's gonna win this fight, he's gonna have to get in on the inside, even though he's a bigger, taller man than Broner. He's gonna have to get in the inside and push Broner back. And if that happens, Broner's definitely gonna struggle. I think both of them are not at their ideal weight class, so it's gonna be also interesting to see who deals with that better. But I think once this fight is over, Broner needs to kind of just look within himself and get back to just boxing for the love of boxing. You know, train properly, get back to his, I think 140 is probably his natural weight class. Get back to that, and you know, see where his career progresses from there. But it's gonna be definitely a good fight, as Pascal said. I'm not gonna call it. It's gonna be very hard to call. I would love Broner to win, get his career, I would say, back on track. But it's gonna be 50-50.
Wow, 50-50, like Lamar says, mate. 50-50. But look, with Broner, he's so unpredictable. You just never know what's gonna happen. So I'm not even gonna tip him. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
There's no space on this fence, bro. I'm already sitting there.
No fence sitting. Now, Pascal, quick word on Roy Jones Jr. going for another world title, the WBF Cruiserweight title against Bobby Gunn. Now, Pascal, do you think Roy Jones should just enjoy his grandkids and leave it alone?
Frankie B, I agree with you. Frankie B is like, you know, it's like going to a nightclub, you know, where they play the latest trap music, and you have an old man in the club dancing with you. It's concerning because, you know, there is a time, Frankie B, where, you know, we can go raving, but, you know, that after a certain age, you go to bars, you go to cigar clubs, you go to golf.
You play dominoes, you know.
Dominoes, of course, you know, and, you know, boxing is a young man's game, you know, and I'm very concerned for Roy Jones because Roy Jones, he seems to be the old man in the club who doesn't quite know that it's no more time to go clubbing anymore. You know, Roy Jones was one of my favorite fighters,
me too, man. I don't like to see him take L's, man. I don't like that.
I really don't. You know, Frankie B, you know, Roy Jones could have been the best fighter ever, you know, if he learned to stop early, and we don't want to see a repeat of Bernard Hopkins after, you know, outside the ring, and now Roy Jones, same thing.
Look, I know a couple guys, I won't say the names, but it's Bernard Hopkins. Now that was really, really upsetting because I was talking to one of my guys and he's like, yeah, what happened to that boxer the other day? I heard he got thrown out the ring like Royal Rumble. I'm like, no. I'm just like, no, that was Bernard Hopkins. You know, like, look, man, we just don't want to see what happened to Bernard happen to Roy Jones. You're a legend, just like, you know, let's just leave it alone. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what Pascal said. He won 49 of his first 50 professional fights, and what's he doing with himself now? He's 48 years old. Like, literally, he should be just looking after his grandchildren. Like, let's be honest. But the guy he's fighting is no spring chicken either. The guy he's fighting is 43 years old. So it's not like he's in the ring with, you know, this new up and coming fast, you know, swift opponent.
Like Bernard had to do this.
There's 5 years difference. So, you know, the quality he's shown in his, you know, in the decades before, it's possible that we might see, you know, an entertaining fight. I don't know how much class was it, but an entertaining fight between two old guys in the ring. But for me, he just needs to hang up the boots, man, or the gloves, or just hang it up.
This is shades of Arsene Wenger here.
Literally. You need to know the best athletes, the best performers. They know when is the time to call quits. And there's many boxers who haven't done it. and different things have happened in after they're retired and that kind of thing. And someone like Mayweather, he said, you know what, I'm calling quits. I've got nothing else to prove. I've done what I need to do. I've made the money I need. Let me just let me go out on a high. And this guy is just, it's an embarrassment, really.
Roy Jones, don't do it. Okay, guys, now it's interview time. Our boxing correspondent Shaz at last weekend's Dove Box Promotions card at York Hall, entitled Knights of Thunder, spoke with some well-respected fighters. First up was the experienced super lightweight boxer Ashley Treasure Theophane.
Pep Talk UK are joined by one of my favourite fighters, a Mayweather fighter, a homegrown talent, Mr. Ashley Theophane. How you doing, Ashley?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Now, Ashley, I've always wondered, where did you pick up your nickname from? Because you are a national treasure.
Yeah, okay, well, that is my mother's maiden name. So that comes from my mum's side of the family. So that's like my mum's family's name. So that's why you use it. So I have my mum and my dad's name.
You've had a long career. What's the secret to the longevity?
You just have to look after yourself, and I don't drink, I don't smoke, and you have to think of your defense, like defense first. At the end of the day, that's how I've lasted long. I've always been like defensive minded. Be it like my favorite boxers have been Pernell Whitaker, you got Floyd Mayweather, like those are two of my guys. Got Winky Wright, so guys who think about their defense first and foremost.
You had your last fight over in the States.
Yes.
You hit a landmark.
Yeah.
Chalked up win number 40.
Yeah, for me, that was great because not a lot of pros get to last for that long. That's 40 wins. And, I was main event in Vegas as well, so even that is very big in itself. So there was two landmarks there. I was the main event in Vegas, and I got my 40th professional win. So, I'm proud of myself.
Ashley, what's in the future? What are we looking forward to coming up in the future from you?
Well, I'm just waiting on my next fight date now. I'm just staying in the gym at All Stars Boxing Club. But for me, Floyd, he congratulated me. I saw him at the James Segal fight with Badu Jack, and he said congratulations on your win, and just stay at. He's going to keep me active and just keep winning, and then we'll get another shot at the world title. So that is Mayweather Promotions. That's Floyd Mayweather's aim, is to get me another world title shot, but it's just to stay focused and win these little fights in between.
On a personal note, I called you a national treasure.
Yes.
I added the national onto your nickname.
Yes.
I appreciate great fighters.
Yeah.
For me, you're a great fighter, and the thing I love about you, Ashley, is you always make time for fans.
Yeah.
You're a people's person. I see you commonly turn up at York Hall supporting local British fighters.
Yeah.
We at Pep Talk UK cheer you on. We support you. We applaud you. And trust me, I'm desperate for you to have a world title around your waist.
Oh yeah, that is the ultimate goal for most boxers. That is the ultimate goal. I turned pro at this place here, York Hall. So whenever I'm back home, I like to come here and support the guys, because I was once in their shoes. I believe I could get this far. I did, and I'm recognition. I'm showing them that they too can be here too. So it's great to support the ones that's coming up.
I was fortunate to see you fighting at York Hall years ago, because I don't really tell people my age, but I'm old enough to have been watching you, and I've been watching your latest events and the way your career's developed, and you're, in my opinion, there for a title shot. Go and win the belt and bring it home.
Yeah, indeed. I would love to do that. We got Burns. He's gonna fight the IBF champ soon. You got the WBA champ, the IBF champ. So I would love to fight the winner if that could happen. Scotland versus England. You never know.
Come on, England! England! Nice one, Ashley. Thank you for giving Pep Talk UK the time. We'll be following you all the way, brother.
Thanks very much.
Now it's a bit of an exclusive family affair. We hear from a son-in-law, plus a father and son. That is heavyweight boxer Scott Saward, light heavyweight boxer Stephen Andrews, plus his father and trainer Ian Andrews.
Pep Talk UK are joined by two of Ian Andrews' boys. Scott Saward and Stephen Andrews, who both made their debut at York Hall in the Dove Box promo and both had points wins. How you doing, Scott? You alright?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, considering I've just had a fight.
Went to points, you controlled the fight, you were on top throughout, you had the weight advantage, you looked good. How did it feel?
It felt good, I felt fit for the whole time. I come out, I threw some swingy shots, realised I was making it harder work for myself, and adapted the game plan using my range. Next couple of rounds didn't really take much damage, controlled the fight. A bit annoyed I didn't get the finish, but is as it is. It's the first one under the belt.
With you, Stephen, you had a bit of a tough opponent in there.
Yeah.
It was a tough fight, it was gritty, you had to keep your head down, try and box from the inside as well as the outside. How do you feel your performance was?
I thought my performance was good. What I can take away from that is I need to learn to settle down a bit. But his experience paid him well, and it made it a very difficult fight for me. He was very tough, very durable, and he kept coming forward. I knew I was hurting him with shots, but he was trying not to show it, and he kept coming forward no matter how many hard shots I hit him with. So I just had to dig deep and grind out the win.
Now, Ian, how did you rate the boys' performance? They've each got a win under their belt, which, I'll be honest, they're both now pro fighters, win under their belt, and onwards and upwards.
Yeah, I'm happy with a win. Really happy with a win for the pair of them. I'll say both these boys can really bang, but you don't always get the knockout, and it's good. I'm happy that they've done 4 rounds of good quality boxing. You know, they dug deep. They controlled their fights. You know, they won every round. And I say, you don't always knock them out, and the experience in the ring, the 4 rounds that you get from that experience is far better than putting someone over in 10 seconds, you know, and not gaining any experience. So I'm really happy. See, we know what we've got to work on, and we're going to push on from here on to the next one and see where we go.
Now, lads, I think this is a bit of an exclusive. I'll tell you why. It's the first time, I don't know if it's in the record books either, that 2 brother-in-laws have appeared on the same card and both been making their debuts. Yeah. Unless you can correct me on that, anyone.
I can't correct you on that, but...
So that's how it worked in the end. I mean, we've had a long journey to get here for the pair of them. They've worked really hard. They've overcome some obstacles along the way, and they've both performed together. And I think, you know, me as a father-in-law and a coach, and a father and a coach, you know, I'm so pleased with them, and you know, I'm proud of the kids. They've done well.
Well, Pep Talk UK are going to be following your journey. We wish you the best of luck. I've been around you in training. I come down to Peacocks. I've seen you training and sparring. I wish you the best of luck for the future. I'll be following you. Yeah. And yay, 1-0.
Yes. 1-0.
Cheers. Lovely. Cheers, lads.
Very much.
Thank you, lads. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Shaz. Nice. Right, now it's time for the football. Guys, it's time for the footy. Champions League is back. You ready?
Bang.
That famous music was playing again. The champions. Now, Arsenal played Bayern Munich, and unfortunately, it turned into a smackdown for Arsenal. 5-1 to Bayern Munich. Now, we're going to start with a non-Arsenal fan first. Anika, your assessment of the 5-1 drubbing by Bayern Munich.
Completely unbiased analysis. I spoke to you, Frankie B, I think it was last week, and I've spoken to Ramon today, and I felt Arsenal had a chance. Bayern Munich haven't been playing well. I saw their game on the weekend against Ingolstadt, and they scored 2 goals in the 90th minute, 91st, 92nd minute, and they won. And they've been, even though they're 7 points clear of in the Bundesliga, they have been scraping through a lot of games. So I felt, even though Arsenal haven't been playing the greatest, I felt they had a chance. And then by chance, I mean possibly 1-1 or even lose 2-1, take it back to the Emirates. And at half-time, Bayern Munich has scored a brilliant goal, but Ospino didn't really have, you know, a mammoth amount of saves to make compared to the amount of possession Bayern Munich had. Whereas Arsenal got 1 chance, 1 goal, and then they actually had a couple of chances near the end of the first half to go in 2-1, and Xhaka and Ozil specifically, and I felt Xhaka, he had a great chance. That should have put that either side of the keeper, and that would have been 2-1. But the second half, that was
atrocious.
From one side, if you're looking at Arsenal, it was embarrassing. It was an embarrassment. And from Bayern Munich's side, it's mesmerising. They've got the players that everyone knows, people like Thiago, who are Man United tried to buy under Moyes a few years back. People like Lewandowski and others, and they got people off the bench. Muller coming off the bench. When you got Man United bidding 85 million for Muller in the summer, and Bayern Munich have him on the bench, that's the quality in that squad. And I think it just told in the end. They passed and moved. They passed and moved, and they tired Arsenal out. And by the end, Arsenal had no answer, and it was only a matter of time before 1, 2. And in the end it was 5, and I think that's it. The tie's done. Arsenal can only save face in the second leg.
I think Arsenal need to defend better, Anika. I think Arsenal need to make it more difficult for teams to get through them. I watched some of the goals, like Robin's first goal. The man cuts in on his left from the right. Come on. Close him down.
Frankie, it's easier said than done. And the reason why I say that is because Robin must be 30, 33 years old by now, I'm not sure. But he's been playing at this level for over 15 years. And nobody's able to do it.
They just let teams score goals too easily. I know Bayern are quality, but come on. You have to it's a big game. You have to make things difficult for the opposition. Now, Ramon, what were the major talking points of the game?
Obviously the penalty for Arsenal, which, kind of brought them back in it for a stage. It was definitely a foul for me. Great play from Koscielny to win the foul, just nicking the ball ahead of Lewandowski. And then obviously Sanchez missing the penalty. And I've said this before.
He must have made a pig's ear of it. Yep.
Yeah, he's not a great penalty taker. From all the times I've seen him for Arsenal and for Chile, he whether he scores them or not, they're different. He usually gets them in, but he doesn't take them half great. And I wasn't expecting him to score. I'll be honest with you. Against Man United, I wasn't expecting him to score. Anyway, but he done the hard bit, which was grab the ball and put it in the back of the net, which we all know he can do. So he made it look difficult. But at that stage, Arsenal was still in it. And for me, the point where it went to pieces was actually the third goal. So I thought, at 2-1, Arsenal, you're still in. You still got something to bring back to the Emirates. But 2 minutes later, or something like that, you can't do that. You can't just crumble like that. And that's what Arsenal do. They crumble. When they're losing, their head drop. You can see it on the pitch on the players. You've said it many times. I picked out about 3 or 4 moments specifically when I saw physically a head drop. I saw Ozil do it, I saw Chamberlain do it, I saw Sanchez do it. I said heads physically dropped after the second goal. And
that's normal from Ozil, don't you think?
Look, has anyone seen Ozil? Has anyone seen Ozil? That's what I want to know. Has anyone seen him?
I wouldn't have started him. I said that to you. Well, after you said that he can't play left wing to me, I said, well, you have to put Welbeck. And then Frankie B said to me, Ozil doesn't do enough defensively, and he didn't do anything today.
Arsenal can't defend, so you have to put that extra protection in midfield, because that's what Bayern do. They play through the midfield. They've got creative players and pacey players, so you have to shut them off. But Pascal, how should Arsenal approach the second leg? I think they might as well just throw in the towel. Game's done.
Frankie B, for me, it's over. It's completely over. It's the end of the road. It's please.
Where's the men?
Well, of course, it's the end of the road. I mean, as I said before, Frankie B, it's very frustrating because look, this is. I'm sorry, but Wenger has to be responsible because 20 years in charge of a club. 20 years. Frankie, 20 years. So there are certainly young, attractive women in the 20s right now. 20 years, and you have a club that cannot perform beyond the second group stage, of the Champions League. They cannot perform in the second round.
It's like doing your GCSEs 20 times.
It's ridiculous. It's an impotence, and the team needs Viagra because every single year, every single team, Wenger has not figured out how to play Bayern Munich. He's not figured out how to mobilize his players. He's not figured out how to defend and collect the points away, from the Emirates Stadium. He's not understood that, and it's very frustrating.
Over that period, I agree. the manager has to take the overall blame, because you said he's the common denominator. But what I disagree with that is after every game where the finger is directly pointed at Wenger, and that's not. I don't think that's a true and honest analysis of the game. It's easy now to just point the finger at Wenger.
We need to mention the other tie. That was PSG hammering Barcelona 4-0. Now, Pascal.
Ici c'est Paris.
De Maria.
Super game, super.
Draxler, they ripped them to shreds, mate.
You know, Frankie B, I expected Arsenal to play like this tonight, you know, because I'm sure Arsene watched the game. I'm sure Arsene watched the game yesterday, and I thought that the kind of game that Arsenal should approach Bayern Munich and beat them. And what PSG showed yesterday was absolutely unbelievable. The desire, every ball, every tackle was with passion, you know, pure French passion. It was unbelievable. And, PSG, in my opinion, have certainly put themselves in a position to take the Champions League, this season. They played absolutely very well. Verratti had a very good game. Cavani, very, very good goal. And Draxler has proven to be a very good acquisition for the French side. We have to give them a lot of credit, and they are very much a dangerous team, very dangerous. Yesterday, Messi had a very, very bad game. Messi, either his game was either very bad, or the French made him look very bad. Saward.
He's only the second best player in the world.
He's only the second best player in the world, of course, but he was terrible yesterday. No desire, no impact at all. And Neymar as well was nowhere to be found, But the likes of Marquinhos, Rabiot, Draxler, Matuidi, super player, played very well yesterday. Verratti, super team, contenders, big contenders.
So Ramon, PSG they were great, mate. How do you see them progressing?
Listen, PSG were good, very good last night. I saw them at the Emirates this season. I was there for the game, and they can be taken apart. I mean, Arsenal weren't great. Arsenal was very poor and managed to get signed out of that game. And I think coming against a squad that wants to win that game and play football, they could be in for a bit of a struggle. They can score goals, that's their advantage. But it seems like we're saying about a lot of teams that teams can't defend. I'm not saying they can't defend. I'm saying especially without Thiago Silva in that side, there's some sort of vulnerability about them. However, I should be surprised that they won 4-0 yesterday. However, I'm not that surprised. Not necessarily because of them, but more so because of Barcelona. I've seen them a lot this season, Barcelona, and I've seen them play games such as this yesterday, where they haven't lost 4-0 because the other team haven't been good enough to beat them 4-0.
Yeah, of course.
That's the issue. I think it shocked the whole world because maybe La Liga hasn't got the quality of players to punish like PSG last night. That's shocked
Real talk.
So much. Actually, if and I've generally watched them scrape through games and getting through 1-1, 2-1 in the last minute and stuff like that, and going through. Yes, they have the quality to win 6-0 at the same time. Don't get me wrong, but there are definitely problems with that side, and that all came to a head yesterday when MSN struggled. And if MSN are struggling, then that's it. They've got nothing. There's nothing that they have at all.
But one thing I noticed from the game was Barcelona are missing Dani Alves badly. It seemed like Draxler was having a party on that side. He was balling on that left-hand side, mate. I think they need a right back, and there's one in North London.
You just signed a 5-year deal, bro.
Money talks, man. Did you see him talking to Thiago after the Bayern defeat?
Yeah, he's saying that he's never leaving the club. He's here for life.
He was saying leave these wastemen right now. Go to Barca. He's saying they were laughing and joking.
Yeah, I mean, just on that right back, their right back did break his ankle last Saturday. So that was very unfortunate. Yeah, Alex Vidal.
But he's not even a right back by trade. They are really struggling in that area because apparently I think he's supposed to be a winger. They've had Sergio Roberto playing there, who's actually a central midfielder. And yeah, they haven't. And they sold. Didn't they sell? What did they? Didn't they buy a fullback in the summer?
They bought Ding.
Yeah.
No. Dingna is the right back. I think from Leon. He's a very good right back.
Lucas Ding.
Something like that. But they've got these players. They've got these players, but nobody can seem to play right back. And I think it's an area they're definitely struggling in. I'm not sure where they're on in terms of the transfer ban. So they could become calling for Bellerin in the summer. But I would say Luis Enrique, he has to go. He has to go. He has changed the complete way that Barcelona have been playing over decades.
But Anika, right? How can he go and then Wenger has to stay?
No, I didn't. I never said Wenger has to stay.
I'm just saying in general, overall, the public, overall. If Enrique goes, then what does that mean for Wenger? Seriously.
I'll tell you why. Because the expectations at Barca from their president, etc., are much higher. Even the same as Real Madrid. I remember Capella was at Real Madrid. He won the league in his first year. They sacked him because the football wasn't exciting. They brought him back a couple of years later. He won the league again. They sacked him because the football wasn't exciting. So results isn't even the be all and end all at these clubs. And especially at Barca, where they've been playing what they call total football, and that turned into tiki taka under Pep Guardiola. But from Johan Cruyff through to Pep Guardiola, and even Tito Villanova in the 1 year he was there. But Luis Enrique, and I say it tongue in cheek, but he's gone to this long ball football. Literally, you get the ball from the defenders, you bypass the midfield and get the ball to MSN as quick as possible.
No long thing though. It's like no long thing, man. Just get the ball forward.
Well, he's a Spanish Tony Pulis. Or a foreign Big Sam. Big Sam said, if they called me Sam Allardyce, I'll be managing Inter Milan, I think he said. And he's right. Luis Enrique is just a Sam Allardyce. He gets the ball forward to MSN and says, go and do the job. There's no tactics involved. People like Busquets, Iniesta, Rakitic, Andre Gomez, and the rest of their central midfielders, they are just bystanders. Whereas before, the likes of Xavi, Busquets, Iniesta, they were the cog that made Barcelona tick. And if you have even two of the three superstar forwards off their game, the whole team falls down. And if your 11 is based around just those three men, we talk about one-man team. This is literally a three-man team. A team that can't defend, a team that don't pass in midfield. They just get the ball to their three strikers. If they don't perform, or the ball doesn't even get to them. Messi took only 17 touches in the first half. If their ball doesn't get to them, then Barca have no game. And for me, that is the fault of Luis Enrique. As much as one in the 3 years has been there, that the style of football that Barca are known for is no longer, and they need to get back to that. So I think someone like Pochettino at Spurs, the way they play, I could see him managing Barcelona. The Sevilla manager, Sam Piano, I think his name is, the ex-Chile manager, star that Sevilla's been playing this year, I can see him at Barcelona. But Luis Enrique, he has to go.
Well, just staying with you, Anika, just to round up, you're a Man United fan. Now, we have to talk about your Thursday night game.
Yes.
Thursday night
What a great competition.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I can see you lot doing a cup double this season. I think you might take the Europa, and I think you're gonna definitely win the EFL Cup. What do you think?
I would love if we won the Europa League, and I say that not because I rate the Europa League as this, high and mighty trophy, because the reality is nobody really wants to be in it. Someone of Man United, it's not a competition you want to be in. If you're in it, it's because you failed somewhere along the way, and it's clear that we have failed somewhere along the way. But the bottom line is, football is about winning trophies. Now, if you said to me we're going to finish 6th and win the Europa League, finish 10th and win the Europa League, or you can finish 2nd in the Premier League, I'll finish 10th in the Europa League, because that moment of success, that glory, whether it's a Capital One Cup, a FA Cup, a Europa League, is better than saying, "Oh yeah, we qualify for the Champions League."
But you win a Champions League place if you win the Europa this season.
Exactly. So it's a double bonus. You're correct. We do. But it's like, you know, Tottenham, they qualified for the Champions League this year, and they got knocked out of the group stages. So there's no point being in it if you don't have real aspirations to win it. You can't just be in it for the money. So no, we have to take the Europa League seriously, and I would love it. I think it's the one trophy that Man United haven't won, UEFA Cup / Europa League. So it would be great if Mourinho can get that trophy, get us back to where we belong in the Champions League.
Ramon, how ironic would this be? All right, Man United and Mourinho win the Europa League. Arsenal finish 4th, and there's only a certain amount of places for English clubs in the Champions League. Arsenal might have to be ousted from the Champions League. How ironic would that be? Your arch enemy as well.
It would be, but I said this to Neves a few weeks ago. I wouldn't care less.
Come out, yeah.
What's the point? Like I said, what's the point of being Champions League if we're never going to compete?
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, what's the point? Like, I think we need a year out of the Champions League, and unfortunately, the scenario given me means that Arsenal will be in Europa League this year, and I don't even want that. I'd rather just us have a year off, have a year that Chelsea had, you know, freedom to play Premier League. Mm-hmm. And get a week off every week and relax and play a football. Don't have to worry about getting knocked out of a competition and just carry on. Because what's this going to do to the Arsenal season now? Anyway, forget, we're not talking about that anymore. But hey, yeah, no, seriously, I wouldn't be too bothered. You know, I'd let Man United go and have their fun and let Arsenal dominate the Premier League next year. Eh? Bring in a manager. Bring in a fresh face, and maybe in 2018 Arsenal will have the last laugh.
Can I ask a question? Obviously, there's 3 Arsenal fans here, I believe, or 3. Who would you want to replace Wenger in the summer? Because a lot of names have been, you know, spouted about in the last, you could say even 5 years, from Pep Guardiola to Jurgen Klopp, or Jurgen Klopp as he's more betterly known. Who would you want to replace Wenger in the summer?
Mate, I want Paul Gascoigne. No, Pascal, who do you want? Simeone?
For me, I said it before, Lowe, the German national team coach.
Oh, Joachim Löw, yeah, the guy who wears the tight sweaters.
Yes, yeah, you know, but he's a very good, for me, he's a good manager.
Very strange guy, man. But, okay, Ramon?
It's a tough one, you know. At this stage, I kind of take anyone, so that will bring about a sense of change. Someone who's got an ambition to change the club, to change the way, not the whole sense of the club. Because someone, you know, it's funny because a lot of pundits, they say that Arsenal just need a manager with fresh ideas that can come and play the same way that Wenger does, but bring fresh ideas. I think there needs to be a total change of mindset in the players. Whether that means we change our game to a more defensive side, to something more like the way Atletico play, which means that a lot of change will have to be made in order for Arsenal to get to that stage. Which obviously, looking at that helm, is Simeone, and obviously everyone would love to have someone like Simeone. He's done bits at Atletico, and maybe his time at Atletico is coming to an end. He changed his 5-year deal to a 3-year deal not too long ago, so maybe he can see his time coming to an end. Atletico aren't really going to hit the heights of 2 Champions League finals again, I don't think, personally. So, and they're just struggling a bit in the league now. So I think it'd be a perfect time to get Simeone to come and change the whole club's mindset, personally.
You never know, he could bring Griezmann with him.
Maybe so. But I wouldn't even take, I'll take Griezmann, but out of that team, I'm definitely taking Godin. Man, I want someone like that. That's who I want. Like, Griezmann will just become another one of our flair players that we have over the years. Someone like a Nasri, someone who will do bits, and you'll be like, yeah, but we'll still lose 5-1 in Champions League. I want a Godin. I want someone like that will come and change the whole club and the back. Do you know what I mean?
Mentality. Okay, guys, well, that's our time. I'd like to thank Pascal, I'd like to thank Ramon, I'd like to thank Anika. Join us again next week for another Pep Talk UK podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pep Talk UK.